No. 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 Hey, James.
Well, I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you. I make you laugh. I'm here to fucking amuse you.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
Okay, guess what week it is? Guess what week it is? It's NC State week. That's what it is. Pittsburgh definitely better than Florida State. There isn't a team. Look, how many teams are worse than Florida State? Maybe two. I don't know. Northwestern's pretty bad. Mississippi State's terrible. Purdue sucks. Stanford's no good. UCLA maybe. I don't. That's about it. That's the toilet bowl right there. LSU's not winning a national championship this year, James. You might just go ahead and fucking fast forward to next year with that thought. And by the way, they're not winning it next year either, but definitely not winning it this year. Tennessee fans think they're winning the Super Bowl because they beat NC State. Yeah.
Okay, do I sound stoned to you right now?
No, that's not true either. The whole state of Florida is not down. South Florida's pretty good. It just turns out that Florida State, UCF's not bad either. So you got Miami, UCF, South Florida. Here's the order in the state of Florida from the least, from the best team in the state of Florida to the worst team in the state of Florida. It goes something like this. It goes, the best team is Miami. The second best team is probably UCF. The third best team is South Florida. The fourth best team is FIU. Is there a community college somewhere in Tampa? That'd probably be number 5. Then Florida. Then Florida State. Holy shit. Holy shit. Thank you, Millis, for the super chat. Pete, I enjoyed the NC State rant on the Lunch Money show last night. Well, thank you. There are some... if you look at the slate of games in the ACC this week, you might not see anything on there that you think is like, extremely important or maybe even entertaining. However, I'm here to tell you, week 4 in the ACC is extremely important for the remainder of the year. And we'll look at that. We'll look at those games and everything tonight. Welcome to the ACC show, everybody. The show, it's all about the ACC, where we know very little about football and even less about the ACC. Even less. No, George, this is not a real football show. It's a fake one. All right, I'm going to give my co-host about 2 more minutes to make an appearance, and then I'm just going to go ahead and start the show. By my watch, is my watch fast? My watch says it's 7:05 Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, September the 17th, 2024, the year of our Lord. Is that right? Tony Elliott to Florida. But you don't want to lose that, Jim. Come on now. Yeah, a downgrade from Virginia. Why would he do that? James, I got to tell you something, buddy. I've been doing this. I think I'm doing this 7 years now, which is a crime in itself. But anyway, I've seen a lot of annoying people in comment sections. You might be the most annoying one. You might take the cake, buddy. All right. All right. Let's get this thing started. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the ACC show. I'm your host, PigskinPeete. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Thank you for joining me. Did I miss anything, Sea-Dog? Sea-Dog's here, I think. Earth the Sea-Dog. Hello? Is this thing on?
How dare you? How dare you?
Hey.
Hey.
What's up?
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare what?
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 I've been talking to you for the past 3. I've been talking to myself for the past 3 minutes. I was trying to talk to you, though.
I was listening. I had to go in the other room.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. You were talking about, I lied. I wasn't listening.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, damn it.
I heard a
How
little bit.
dare
of it.
you?
I think you were talking about some guy in the comment section that's annoying.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, so I didn't know that you're talking to me.
I would have already kicked him out of my, blocked him by now just because he's annoying. But I know he's like, he's like my son's age, so I feel weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, but all he does is type the same thing over and over again. LSU's the best team ever. They're going to win a national championship. That's all he types.
Uh-huh.
I bet you this guy James could not name one single player outside of LSU. He might be able to name one or two. Like, he'll he probably knows who Carson Beck, like some of the high, like Shador Sanders. I don't think he could name 5 though.
Really? LSU all the way, huh?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna. Sorry, I'm not on camera. There I am. Hey. I'm on my phone today because I moved into my house.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Now, don't tell the county because I'm not supposed to.
I don't even know what county you live in.
Yeah. As long as the county doesn't know, we're good. But I'm not technically supposed to be in here yet. It's livable, but we were just so tired of the camper. Like, drywall's up. We got a working bathroom. Like, this is like a 5-star hotel compared to the freaking camper,
Yeah.
So we moved in, and I don't quite have my computer set up yet though. So just for this week, I'll be on my phone. But I'm stoked, man.
So you're living. You're not done with the house yet.
No,
you're probably not even close to done, are you?
I'm doing stuff like trim and stuff like that. We had no floors in here until Saturday, but we stayed in here. So we moved in like a week before this past Saturday. So we stayed about a week with no floors in. It was just the subfloor,
Yeah.
And this Saturday we had a bunch of people over. I didn't stream because, it was a crappy FCS game. And also I had a bunch of people over here, and all my friends, and they just come help me lay flooring all day. And we knocked it all out in one day. I still have like one room left, but it's like a room that, the guest bedroom. So,
you have good friends.
Yeah.
To spend their entire Saturday laying flooring with you.
I know. Well, it was a good time. I bought them all food and stuff, and we had, I had set up, I got internet hooked up here. I went ahead and did that, and then I had a bunch of TVs set up, and we just watched football and freaking Florida all day.
Oh.
But yeah, they are great friends. My brother helped me, and a couple of my other buddies. So.
All right. Well, congratulations on moving in, I guess.
Thanks. Well,
even though
I'm living the freaking life of luxury.
Poor Mrs. Sea Dog. She's got to live in a construction zone. I bet this project, your house is gonna. Is this gonna be like a county road project where the expected date is 4 months, but the actual real date's like 3 years from now?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We've been at this for
That's what's gonna happen.
We sold our house right before the season started last year, right before the football season. So yeah, that was. Yeah, it's been going on over a year now. But look, we're both happy. Like, we're both so freaking miserable in the camper, dude. And to be out of there, it's huge. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah. I don't know how you did it that long.
I don't either, man. Well,
weren't you like sleeping on top of the washing machine or something?
Well, that was the shed. We had like this auxiliary shed. And yeah, it was like a like a laundry.
It was like a pump house. You were on the show in there one time, and I was like, what the hell is that fucking noise? And you're like, oh, the washing machine. It's like, you point over to the washing machine, it's like 2 feet away from you. I'm like, Dave, you're literally sitting on top of the washing machine while you're streaming.
It's been rough, man. It's been a rough year for Sea Dog. And my like content has suffered as a result. I'm not relevant anymore, and it sucks. But
oh, come on. Don't get me talking about relevancy again. I can't do that.
I will return in a strong way very soon. But as for now, I'm even confident enough here to host my friends now. So Rec Talk's coming over this weekend to stream the Louisville game with me.
Oh, that's good. Are you going to have your Georgia friends over so you can cry every time Georgia wins a game too, and they laugh at you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always fun to watch.
So Stevie J moved down to Savannah. He's getting his doctorate. So no Stevie J for a while, at least. I hope he comes home, but one day. But yeah, he's out of town right now. I haven't seen him in a few months.
All right.
Which sucks. But Anyway, didn't mean to derail or anything.
No, fine, but you got a big game. Hold on. Do you want to bring some people on here?
We do.
Huh?
Let's do it. Yeah. Yeah, we do have a freaking big game, yeah.
Well, there's some big games in the ACC. I know, like, there's not that marquee matchup that everyone's looking for. I think the luster has been taken a little bit out of the NC State Clemson game because, well, let's just face it, NC State's terrible.
Oh, my God, they're terrible.
I mean, preseason, that was like one of the marquee games in the ACC regular season early in the year. And now it's just, well, if you're not a Clemson or an NC State fan, it's kind of lost its luster a little bit, I think. But I don't know. But there's some big games that I think, well, let's bring on Slim. And I don't know who this gentleman is. Well, he sounds like he is inside of a washing machine. And he's on top of an airplane, apparently.
Sounds like he's in the washing machine now.
Do you remember when Biden pulled out of Afghanistan for no reason, didn't even tell anybody, and all those Afghanis were jumping on the plane? That's what he sounded like. He was broadcasting from the wing of a Boeing 747, flying down an Afghanistan runway somewhere. Anyway, what's up, Slim?
Not much. Moving on down the highway is normal.
Yeah. So I'll just go ahead and pull up. We'll. I'm not going to go through every game of last week because, again, we're still in. Can you guys believe we're 25% through the season already?
Oh, no, don't say that, man.
Yeah.
Oh, minor correction.
What?
You were listing the teams in the state of Florida. Florida Atlantic actually beat FIU by almost 20 points.
Oh. All right.
Shout out the Owls firmly in fourth place.
Yeah, so I'll put we'll just move everybody else down one. We'll put the Owls in fourth place, and then everybody. So that puts Florida State in what, seventh place now, I think? Well, I did throw in a community college in Tampa that probably doesn't even exist, but there probably does. I mean, they've got to have some kind of.
Listen, is Florida A&M the best team in Tallahassee?
Yeah. That's a good point. So they're eighth then. I didn't put them on the list either.
Back defending HBCU champs. So I mean, they got hardware.
So what you're telling me is it's possible that Florida State might not even be in the top 9 or 10 best teams in Florida. Forget the best 4.
They might not be.
God damn, man.
That's down bad.
All the Florida State fans that were telling me that Dabo Swinney needs to be fired because he can't keep up with modern college football, now they want to fire their own coach 3 weeks later. 3 weeks, that's all it took.
That's rough.
That's rough. And guess what? They would give their left nut to get Dabo Swinney right now on top of everything else.
Well, the difference between Dabo and Mike Norvell is that, their philosophies of building teams is that Mike Norvell's has the chance to plummet just off a cliff from one year to the next. Dabo's is more like a slow decline, a very slow death.
Yeah, right. We'll see about that. I still think Clemson is among one of the most stable. Now, you can argue about how the team performs. As far as a stability standpoint, Clemson still is one of the most stable programs in the country.
Yeah.
They're not going to do. I mean, the bad season for them is going 8-4. That's that has people losing their fucking minds. 8-4 right now it's almost impossible for Florida State. Actually, it isn't. I don't even know why I'm saying almost. It is impossible for Florida State. They won't win 8 games.
Yeah. Well, they make a bowl.
I don't know, dude. I really don't. I think they're going to lose this week too. What do you think about that?
To Cal? Yeah. We'll get into that. Do you want to talk about last week's games?
Yes.
Considering they're both public universities, I demand that when Florida and Florida State play each other, that Ron DeSantis cut everybody in that stadium a check.
Yeah, tax credit in that. Yeah. All right. So last week, again, I'm not going to talk about all these games because some of them aren't really just worth talking about. We'll run through some of these. Ole Miss destroyed Wake Forest like we all thought they would, 40-6. And they who do they play this week? Ole Miss. That was one of my picks of the week last night, I think.
I don't know, but did you see where immediately after that game, Wake Forest backed out of the second home?
Let me tell you something about this. This is, that's not the first time they've done this. They've done this several times in the past 10 years.
Have they?
Yes. So this is a pattern with them. And it's kind of a dick move, honestly. But here's the reason why. Ole Miss is required by now the Wake Forest doesn't care what Ole Miss is required to do by the SEC because they're not in the SEC. But I understand that. But Ole Miss is required to play a certain amount of Power 5 teams every year, being part of the SEC, the new agreement, when they got rid of the divisions and all that. Anyway, that was one of them. So now, a year later, who are they supposed to? I mean, what is Ole Miss supposed to do?
I mean,
everybody else is already scheduled.
Teams, I guess.
Huh?
Get one of these Pac-12 teams, I guess.
I guess they're going to have to do something like that. But I think most of these schools already have their schedules set. I mean, it's a year away. They schedule 10 years in advance or more.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Well, I mean, I get that, but like when the ACC reshuffled around and we lost Notre Dame, we picked up Ball State. So I mean, I'm sure one of these Pac-12 teams can manage something like that with some more reshuffling going on.
Do the Pac-12 count? Does that count as a power team in the contract?
You will, yeah.
Really?
I think so.
Pac-12 is still technically a power conference.
Yeah.
They have 2 years to fully reform that conference.
Yeah, the Pac-12 still exists. I know we like to joke around and say it did disband, but I mean they're still in the Pac-12.
They need 2 more. They need 2 more to get back to full, right?
Well, they just added like 4, didn't they?
They did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they need 2 more. Yeah, they're at 6 right now. I think.
So not the Pac-6, to the 6-pack.
I wish they'd take back freaking Stanford and Cal. I don't want them.
Oh,
in
the 6-pack. That's gonna be my new name for them. Anyway, Ole Miss ran over Wake, which I don't think anybody was surprised about. Dart with 377 yards. I don't even know if he played the whole game. I did hear some people complaining though that Lane Kiffin is stat padding. Is that true? I don't know. I'm genuinely asking. Keeping Dart in these games way too long.
Well, I mean, is what he's doing any worse than Tennessee kicking an onside kick up 30?
No. Nothing's worse than that.
People are giving Tennessee a lot of crap for that, but
I mean,
that's listen.
I mean,
you can get away with that against Kent State, but here's the problem with something like that. You pull that shit. Say they pull it this week against Oklahoma. That's when somebody takes a dive at Nico's knees.
Well, I heard it was a audible called by the freaking kicker because they lined up in a look that they had been looking for. They line up in a certain look.
Okay, so here's the thing. You forget automatically. You got to tell the guys, look, we're up 30 points in the first half. I don't care what the look is, just kick the ball deep.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't have to be told that. Common sense should kick in.
Of course.
Well, I mean, hey. Nothing like a live game rep.
At the very least, and I don't really care about, people always talk about, the respect of the game. At the very least, it was disrespectful. At the very least.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about all that, dude.
Hey, didn't Nick Saban go to Kent State? I don't think he's going to stand for this.
Boston College and Missouri. Did any of you watch this game?
I watched some of it.
This was one of the better games of the week. I watched the entire game.
I watched some of it while laying flooring.
Wasn't it a noon game as well?
It was.
Yeah, I was balls deep into that South Carolina LSU
Oh,
game.
yeah, that was another good one.
That game was insane.
I was balls deep in the Florida State and Memphis game and the Boston College and Missouri game, mostly during 12 o'clock. But yeah, I mean, it turned out to be a good game. It was 27-21. I mean, Missouri, if you watch the game, though, Boston College never really seemed like they had a chance in the game. I mean, Missouri got out to an early lead and really maintained a lead the entire game. But Boston College tried to make a run there at the end. I think Boston College is a really good team. And I'm not overstating Missouri because I don't know if they're the top 6-5. I don't even know what are they ranked now? 6th? Yeah. I don't know if they're a top 6 team in the country. As a matter of fact, I think they probably aren't. But they're a pretty good team, too. Boston College is going to be one of the teams in the ACC that nobody wants to play, especially if you're one of these teams that are still in it, like Clemson or Miami. Does Miami play
I I don't think so.
Does Georgia Tech play Boston College?
No.
No? Okay. Well, Clemson doesn't either. So they dodge all those. So they're sitting pretty right now. Now, I mean, it was a loss to Missouri, but that wasn't a conference loss, so that doesn't even matter. They're still undefeated in the ACC. Ball State and Miami, nothing to see there. Cam Ward, 346 yards. Miami, 62-0. Jesus Christ. You couldn't even let him get a safety, Slim?
No, negative. Well, and honestly, think about it like that. It could have been worse because after a 2-hour rain delay, Miami actually came out kind of sluggish, which because of the rain or lightning delay, excuse me, and because of that, I'll actually give them a little bit of a pass.
Well, I don't know why you wouldn't give him a pass. It's 62-0. I mean.
What can you do with games like that other than find stuff to nitpick about?
That's what you're doing right now, yeah. You're trying to find the negative in a 62-0 win. I don't care who you played. 62-0 is pretty impressive. Well, not the 62 is not impressive, but the 0 part is.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Oh my. Hold on. Where's my? I gotta pay tribute right here, real quick, before we talk about this game. Here we go.
There's somebody.
Rest in peace to Florida State. The football team, the university, and the program is in shambles. Everybody keep them in your thoughts and prayers. If you're Catholic, light a candle at the grotto at Notre Dame and say a prayer for them. They went from the ACC champions to apparently not even a top 10 team in their own state. In a matter of, it's not even September. It's only September the 17th. They didn't even make it out of the month of September, and they were the favorites to win the ACC.
Man.
And a lot of you who are listening right now are guilty of this. You looked at last year's team, and you made the mistake of thinking that all of those great players that played on last year's team were going to step foot on the field this year. Instead, you went and got DJ Uiagalelei, who might be the worst Power 4 quarterback in the entire country. They brought in the entire second string from Alabama. There's like 8 Alabama second stringers on that fucking team that start. Holy shit. So, rest in peace to Florida State. You'll be lucky to make a bowl game.
You know, they're the only team in the country that's clinched their under for the win totals this season.
I don't even know what else to say. I really don't about how bad I can't believe it's actually shocking how bad they are.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it almost sucks all the fun out of making fun of them.
Well, not for me.
Almost.
Yeah, it doesn't. It definitely doesn't for me. But boy, oh boy, oh boy. We were trying to figure out when's the last time that a team that looked, so great the year before had made this big of a fall off in the very next season. And there's been some debate about that. Do you have any candidates that you can think of? I've heard the LSU team, the national title team with Joe Burrow in them. I don't think it was.
They've surpassed that.
Yeah, this is way worse.
Yeah.
Who's the other one that somebody was talking about?
TCU is pretty bad after their natty.
Oh yeah, TCU. Yeah, that's another one. So I don't know, man.
And they had a shot. Like, they had a shot where at least a good portion of the country was behind them. Like, you got screwed over.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I was behind them. I made a video. The fact that they got left out of the playoffs pissed me off. And I didn't.
Like, they had me on the internet defending them.
Right.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they definitely got screwed. I mean, they wouldn't have won anyway, I don't think. But they should have still been in there. But to go from that to this in one off season is just insane.
You're definitely not helping your case.
And if I was a Georgia Tech fan,
Off season, they managed to become more insufferable than a decade worth of Alabama.
I don't know about that. That's a bold statement there.
But it's true.
If I was a Georgia Tech fan, Sea-Dog, I might be a little worried about this because that's your signature win, and they're just not any good.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like there had to be an element of like we broke them, you know, like you. There, I mean.
Oh yeah, okay. You're taking the route that you're the one. No, I'll tell you what.
Well, come on. We've already been exposed by Syracuse. I mean, but I mean, you're telling me that they put forth the effort that they did against us.
No, what I'm telling you is that they were broken. They were broken the minute they gave DJ $475,000 and promised him a starting job all year. That's when they were broke. That was before the season even started. Now, look, I'm giving you a hard time. It's not Georgia Tech's fault that Florida State sucks. You still beat them.
Yeah. It definitely takes some wind out of my sails, but I mean, we already got our ass beat against Syracuse, so.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately for Sea-Dog and the Georgia Tech faithful, they have been brought back down to earth, much like that space shuttle.
If they lose to Cal this week, which by the way I've already picked that. I'm not picking Florida State to win a game until they do win a game.
I'm not either.
I don't care who they're playing.
I'm sure that they're capable of it. They're the only team who hasn't won a game in the country.
Which, by the way, and this is why I disagree with you, Sea-Dog, because I like Cal being in the conference because them whooping up on Auburn is helping me push narratives.
Oh, true.
But if they lose to Cal and start 0-4, I might actually start to feel bad for them, and that would be the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
So, all right. Boy, that's just sad. And making the conference look bad. Shame on you for making the ACC look worse than people already think it is, too, by the way. Thank you for that, Florida State.
I'm out here doing the Lord's work and just with irrefutable fact after irrefutable fact, putting these SEC homer and Big Ten homers into their place. And I got this fucking albatross around my neck called Florida fucking State.
Oh, man. Louisiana Tech at NC State. NC State won 30-20. Another pitiful performance by Dave Dorn at NC State. The road doesn't get any easier. They're about to stack up several L's probably in a row. Starting this week. Yes.
Hey Pete.
Yeah.
There's somebody in the back room, I think. I don't know if he says he's a Virginia fan.
Well, I'm wondering if that's the same guy.
Is it a guy that was on top of the airplane earlier?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, hold on. I didn't see all these people in here.
May not be a troll.
Who's which? Caden. I don't know why you keep coming, bro. Who's the suspected Virginia fan? Which one is it?
Abel the
comedian. Yeah, okay. We'll see if this is true or not. Hello?
Hello, is this PigskinPeete?
Yeah, it's, oh, Jesus Christ. All right, moving on.
Sounds like every guy I had a class with at Tech.
Anyway.
That's my calculator.
Damn, man.
Oh, man.
By the way, and another shout out to Cal. Out here doing the Lord's work, not only are they trolling people by embracing their wokeness, which props to them because people sometimes have trouble laughing at themselves, but they're out here trolling the SEC by putting the score of the Auburn game on a billboard and putting ACC over SEC.
Well, that's real petty there. I like it.
Hey, I love it when schools troll. I really do.
The best one was whenever UCF did the whole national championship parade and got rings made. And the fucking the UCF campus police cars said national champions on the side. Boy, oh boy.
That's a new level.
Yeah, that's the next level trolling there. All right, moving on. VMI and Georgia Tech, 59-7, convincing win, which it's against VMI, I understand. But like I said about Clemson against the App State, it's not the fact that you beat the team you're supposed to beat; it's how you beat them. And you didn't let them hang around like a lot of other teams do. So that's a good sign. I'm trying to find a good thing to talk about here for Georgia Tech, but I'm failing. What was the highlights of this game? Haynes King, 275 yards passing. I'm assuming he probably had another 100 on the ground or more. I didn't see.
They didn't run the ball super well this game.
Yeah, we struggled. They ran a 3-man front against us like Syracuse did. So that's been as exposed as a weakness. And Louisville will do it too. We didn't run well at all, like C-Dog said, though.
Okay.
But
And if you're not running well against VMI, that doesn't bode well for the rest of your season.
Yeah, this says the leading rusher in the game was Maddox with 53 yards. Holy shit.
That's his first ever start, too. Or game time, too.
Yeah, he was playing at Parkview last year.
So you're right. They did run the ball terribly. Yeah. Anyway, not much really to say about that game.
The most interesting thing that happened at Georgia Tech this week is Red Cox beef with Kelly.
Oh,
Clinton.
yeah. Speaking of wokeness and cancel culture, there's a beat reporter now for Tech that's trying to have me canceled.
Yeah, hey,
what?
Man, I'm for the nerd-on-nerd violence.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
What'd you do?
Cox in a beef with a freaking reporter for Georgia Tech.
What'd you do?
Him out for flicking off his own fan base because he didn't like a question. So now he's telling people to basically false report my channel to try and get it taken down.
Oh my God.
And this guy's a professional. This isn't just a troll like we normally deal with, right? This is a Humpty Dumpty professional reporter.
We're rivals.
Like an actual professional. This isn't a touchdown, Tim.
No, it's not a touchdown.
Touchdown sounds less crazy than this guy.
I'm the touchdown Tim, basically, of Georgia Tech.
Yeah, so I'm not going to let up on that. I'll snuff that fuck out.
Yeah, fuck them. And I disagree with the idea that just because somebody works for a corporation in the media that they're a professional. There's people on YouTube that are way more professional than some of those Humpty Dumpty fucks like this guy sounds like he is.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I'm just saying there's a different standard of behavior for him as opposed to some nobody like me.
I understand what you're saying.
A professional like Josh Pate in the chat, yeah. you see Josh Pate defending Shador this week?
No, I don't listen to Josh Pate.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll see clips here and there on like Twitter or something, but.
Yeah, he defends anyone who's popular in the media. So.
All right. What's he defending him about? His play or his actions off the field?
Hand for Colorado State. He's like, he did the exact right thing. It's like, yeah, I get he was talking trash before the game, but you don't. Shador does that every game. Dion gets in Twitter spats with people. I mean, you get what you give.
Yeah, he comes off as arrogant. There's no doubt about it. There's not a whole lot of humbleness in that family. Let's just put it that way.
No.
So
no.
Anyway, moving on from Dion. First Florida State, then Dion. Two disasters in a row. This was a great game. West Virginia at Pittsburgh. I watched that game too.
Yeah, I did too. That was crazy.
It was. But Pittsburgh scored 14 points in the last 4 minutes of the game or so to take the lead. West Virginia looked like they were going to win that thing easily. I mean, like I said, 4 minutes left. They were down, what were they down, 10, I think? Yeah, they were down 10. 2 straight touchdown drives in a row with no time left for West Virginia to try to make a comeback. 38-34. It was one of the most exciting games. Pittsburgh is an interesting team in the ACC to me.
I just want to say I was right about them. I knew they wouldn't be that bad. I was right about them. I was right about Miami. I was right about who was I right about? Right about a lot of things. I was wrong about
a lot about Georgia too.
about Georgia. There's nothing wrong about me saying that they're terrible.
No, just your takes were wrong.
No.
Well, it's like I said the other day. Georgia's no good.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not any good. I mean, they had a bad game, so that means that they're not any good.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Because that's exactly what they've been telling me about Clemson. Clemson had a bad game, so they're just not any good. So I guess the same applies for Georgia. I don't know. Did they get a special pass or something for having a bad game? Because, look, Kentucky's not good. I don't care. If anybody's going to try to come on here and convince me that Kentucky's a great team, just go ahead and fucking log off right now. Because they're not.
There's a difference between Georgia having a bad game and Clemson having 4 years of bad offense and saying you're not convinced by one game that they're back.
Well, first of all,
that doesn't mean anything for this year. I mean, look at Florida State.
First of all, clearly I'm trolling. I think Georgia is a good team. I'm trying to make a point. And I think the point's been received. Georgia's not a terrible team, and guess what? Neither is Clemson. And I think we're going to find that out here this week, and they're going to blow the shit out of NC State.
I think they're both terrible.
Now, I'm not betting it, though.
I think NC State is not a good football team, so if that's your benchmark, okay.
Well, yeah, it's not my benchmark. It's just what's going to happen. I won't take the 20 points, though, because I'm too much of a pussy to do that.
Oh,
they're gonna blow them out by 19.
Hey man, 3 scores is a blowout, so 17 points.
Yeah.
Who's this guy calling us out in your private chat? Me and Cito.
Oh my god, dude, quit! That's Twitter. Is what
that guy's funny.
Y'all actually read the private chat? I don't even read it.
I think that guy's funny.
I never read it because it's full of bullshit, and it's just a waste of my time to even open it.
Like the last one?
Yeah, I still haven't read it, so. He can type till his fingers fall off to 2 people in the back room.
Yeah, well, it's Caden and James. So, there may be 3 full brain cells between the both of them.
Yeah.
Well, that means one of them's twice as smart as the other, though.
I probably wouldn't be able to understand what they're saying anyway. It'd be like trying to decipher hieroglyphics or something. All right. UConn Duke, nobody cares about that. Where's a good one here? Oh, Maryland and Virginia. Virginia.
Well, you say nobody cares. Old Handy Manny is 3-0, sir.
And they came back in that game, I think, to win.
All right. We'll go back to that, man.
It's UConn.
Yeah, but still, did anyone think Duke was going to be 3-0? Even though they're playing nobodies, they're in a complete massive rebuild.
I mean, they had a very impressive win against UConn. They won by 5 points. Malik Murphy put up a stunning 267 yards passing. I mean, Duke's the real deal, I think.
Hey,
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that.
Nobody is saying that. Yes,
Okay, I'm just saying.
I'm completely,
bro. God.
I am legitimately surprised that they are 3-0.
Yeah, I am too, actually. Yeah. What do we have them in the ACC prediction? I think
Not good.
4-8, maybe.
Is that one of the ones we didn't get to? No, we did the entire state of North Carolina.
Yeah.
Looks like some of these ACC teams made good hires.
Oh, I said I thought Manny was a good hire for Duke.
Manny and Bill O'Brien appear to be good hires. I thought they were both good hires too.
For some reason, I can't find. Oh, here it is. 8. We had them at 8-5. How did that pop? Yeah.
What were y'all smoking that day?
Oh, and guess what? We had them starting the season out 4-0.
I guess you guys are geniuses.
We had win. We had the first 4 were wins. The 5th game was a loss, which I don't even know who that is. So they start out 4-0, then they lose 3 in a row.
This game's Tech, I think.
Yeah, we play them next week.
Yeah.
We should start charging people for the advice that we give.
I mean, we are pretty spot on. I mean,
yeah,
the record speaks for itself.
How'd you get so smart, Pete?
I'm not smart. It's all of us together.
It's the panel.
This is a team effort.
It's got to be composed of smart people.
If you combine all of our IQ points, we're close to 160.
That's probably true.
Man, that's like 80 each.
Yes, exactly.
We're barely above retarded.
Hey, which makes us way better than the entire SEC combined.
That is true also. A lot of facts being spit tonight.
All right, moving on to Virginia Tech did find a way to beat Old Dominion at Old Dominion, so they escaped that disaster, that possible disaster. So congratulations to them. Maryland at Virginia. Now Maryland won this game 27-13. Virginia catches their first loss of the year, but again, not an ACC loss. And who do they play this week? They might have a bye this week. Anyway, congratulations to Tony Elliott starting the year out with a winning record. I don't think we had them winning. We might have had them at 1-2 by now.
Didn't they come back like 14 points in the fourth quarter last week against Wait?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Shout out to the Fighting Tony Elliott's, man.
Yeah.
They're definitely, they surprised me, man.
I would like to see him have a good season. When I say good season, I'm not talking about 10 wins. I'm talking, a good season compared to what we. Yeah, if they win 7 games or something, that'd be amazing. And he would keep his job probably, which I don't know if the Virginia fans want to keep him or not, but.
I don't know if he's actually on the hot seat. I mean, considering what happened, and he's obviously galvanized the team. I think he's earned the right to try and see what he can make of it.
Yeah.
After this year, I don't know.
They're one of those schools that keeps their coaches for a long time. Like they don't just fire people for having a bad year or two.
Yeah,
like they don't do that
Tony
there.
Elliott has been just horrible since.
I know he has been, yeah. But I mean.
Okay, what did he take over at Virginia from Bronco Mendenhall? Seriously.
Well, they had a decent
bowl team, and they've gone nothing but like 3 wins since.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you won 7 this year, I mean, who are they going to hire that's going to do as good or better?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. No. All right, so moving on to this week, at the top of the list here, NC State at Clemson. This is a noon kickoff on ABC. Of course, Dave Dorn's out there running around talking about the hardest thing about going to Clemson in September is how hot it is. Of course, I guess he doesn't have a weather app on his phone. At kickoff, it's supposed to be like 71 degrees, and the high is 80. So,
tell us how much you love NC State as like a fan.
I think, as far as I'm concerned, that entire city could just fall right off the earth. They just cut it out, but throw it in California and let California break off in the ocean like that dumbass said. What's his name? The guy who ran for president.
Bob Dole.
Yeah, but no, not that dumbass. The other one. The one that said that California's going to fall in the ocean by 2015, and of course he was wrong.
I wouldn't
Al Gore. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Al Gore. Anyway.
Well, he said Florida would be underwater too, and that didn't happen.
Anyway, here's the fact of the matter. This is going to be a hard pill to swallow for a lot of you NC State fans. All one of you that are probably listening right now but not typing because you're scared as fuck. You're going to get blown out by Clemson because you probably know you're going to. But here's the reality about NC State. The only reason you go to school there is because you got rejected from North Carolina, Duke, and Wake Forest. And maybe even Appalachian State, too. It might be your 5th choice. That's just a fact. Nobody goes there unless they got rejected by 3 other schools. And when it comes to recruiting, especially under Dave Dorn, every player he's got, NC State is not their 4th or 5th choice. It's their 10th or 11th choice. They're just a terrible team with a terrible coach. NC State fans are just like Rec Talk just got saying about Tony Elliott in Virginia, about who you're going to get that's better. That every time I bring up firing Dave Dorn to NC State fans, that's the first thing they say every time. Well, who are we going to get that's better than Dave Dorn? I go, I don't know. You got to try. I mean, they average 7 or 8 wins a year under this guy. He's never won 10 games, ever. He's got a massive losing record to Dabo Swinney and Clemson, who's one of their biggest games every single year on the schedule. They've never won the ACC. Did I mention that already? I mean, I'd rather go the Miami route and just go through 5 fucking coaches in 20 years and just to hope I find the right one before I just let this guy run us into the ground for the next 25 years. How old is he? He's not that old. He's probably Dabo Sweeney's age. Are you going to let that guy run that shit program for the next 25 years? Are they going to run him out like Mac Brown? I don't know what they're going to do, but they suck. And everybody in the preseason was coming at me telling me NC State's going to beat Clemson. NC State's a better team this year. They're going to win the ACC. Where the fuck are they all at now?
Nowhere.
They were another team I was right about too.
Pete, I'm starting to think you don't actually like NC State.
Yeah, I wish you would have been clearer up to this point.
Dave Doran can never freaking follow up a good year with another one. They're always bad the next year.
Like I'm really starting to think if Pete, if gun to your head, had to pick somewhere in America for a nuke to land, he would drop it on NC State.
I've already said it. If Vladimir Putin wanted to nuke the U.S., I would start with Raleigh, North Carolina, and then Columbia, South Carolina, because they wouldn't even. You know how we have the weapon systems now. If somebody shoots a nuke, you have 10 minutes to retaliate. Do we fire back? They see where is it headed? Oh, it's headed to Raleigh, North Carolina. Just let it hit. Fuck it. Don't shoot back.
But Pete, you know why that would never happen? They would never target those cities because no one gives a shit about any of those people.
Yeah. Yeah, collateral damage.
I wish they take out Athens, Georgia. What is this stain on an otherwise immaculate, beautiful state?
Yeah, let's just get our list together of every city we want nuked domestically.
I want Athens wiped off the map.
Listen, I don't want Gainesville nuked. All I've ever said about Gainesville is if you're going to give the country an enema, that's where you'd stick the nozzle.
Yeah, but Gainesville already looks like it's been nuked.
This is true.
Be fair. Clemson wins this game by 3 scores, though. I don't think it's ever.
That is the line. It's 20 points. I'm talking shit about NC State, but you know what? Clemson's had infinitely better teams than NC State, better than this year's Clemson by a long shot, and their team has been worse than their team is right now, and they've still struggled against them. It's one of those teams for Clemson. That's one of the reasons I hate them so much, is that no matter how bad they are, somehow. Clemson, not all the time, but more often than not, they find a way to let them stay in the game when they shouldn't. So that's what worries me. That's why I wouldn't take the 20 points.
Oh, so NC State to use like North Carolina to Miami.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I got you.
It's interesting that the 3 preseason darlings, like dark horse teams, were NC State, Virginia Tech, and then there were idiots saying SMU.
Yeah.
And they're like 3 awful teams.
Well, I didn't buy into the whole, at least me personally, I didn't buy into the whole Virginia Tech as a dark horse to win the conference. But I did say I think they're going to upset somebody this year and probably screw up somebody's season, and that very well may still happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, this game is, like I said, lost a little of its luster. Mainly because of the way NC State's looked. So, but we'll see. James Madison at North Carolina. I don't have anything to say about that.
Give me James Madison.
In that game.
Yeah. Damn.
Jeff Collins will show his true colors here as being a doo-doo stain on college football.
I mean, isn't that basically what Mac Brown is at this point? I mean, I like Mac Brown in general, but I mean, this isn't the Mac Brown that once was at Texas. And let's be honest.
40 years ago?
Well, not 40 years ago, but
seems like it.
Honestly, though, like if you dig into it, everybody in America should hate Mac Brown.
What?
You really should.
Why?
I love hating people. Tell me why.
Don't tell me. I love Mac Brown. Tell me why I should hate him, though.
But here's why. Because Mac Brown absolutely screwed up the deal. Nick Saban was in Austin, Texas to sign the contract to leave Alabama in 2013.
What?
Is this? Where'd you read this?
There's a video of
was
this on
this
YouTube.
TexasIsRight.com?
It was a video on YouTube. You sound like Trump. Well, how do you know they're eating the dogs? I saw it on TV.
Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
No, I'll send you this is somebody that was in the room for all of this.
Okay.
Mac Brown and his lawyer threatened to sue Texas and basically hamstrung the athletic director. Basically over Mac Brown didn't want Nick Saban to come in and overshadow his legacy. Is basically what it amounted to.
Yeah, I understand. You know what I say to that? Fuck Nick Saban. I still like Mac. I don't hate Mac Brown. Still, after you told me that, I still don't hate him.
Yeah, but Bama fans annoy me.
Oh. All right. Love you, Mac Brown. Georgia Tech at Louisville. This is I was talking at the top of the show about one of the games that I think is going to matter. Here's the thing about Louisville. If you watch them play, like, they look good, but we haven't seen them line up against anybody who is any good. So you don't know how good they are. To me, they're the biggest mystery in the ACC right now.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, me and C-Dog have talked about this. Like, Georgia Tech's flaws have been exposed already, so we know what they are and we can work on them. Louisville doesn't know that. And that probably plays into this. Also, Colby mentioned it in the chat. C-Dog and I are streaming this game, and we're 5-0 when we stream together. So Georgia Tech's winning big here.
Also, Brent Key is 5-0 versus ranked teams in the ACC. So,
Boy,
this is nothing against either one of y'all. I do want them to win because it plays into our resume here in a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, let's be honest. It really won't matter, I guess. Because when Miami wins the conference, we're getting that automatic bid and a bye anyway. So
well, Miami's in the same spot as Louisville, though. You've played Florida, who's a better opponent than what Louisville's played. But
right.
Miami's not going to be tested probably till y'all play Louisville. And we don't know what Louisville is.
Well, I mean, because they played Alabama close as South Florida test? There's your question.
I mean, I think South Florida is a decent Group of 5 team, yeah.
They're better than Florida State.
Definitely better than Florida State, yeah.
Probably better than Florida.
Maybe.
How many D1 teams are in for the state of Florida?
Oh, God.
1, 2.
There's got to be at least 10.
4, 6. 6?
Are you sure?
So Miami,
7?
Florida, Central Florida, South Florida,
FIU, FAU.
That's 6.
So say 7.
What's the one? No, Florida A&M. Or is that?
They're D2.
FCS.
Okay, sorry.
FCS, yeah, not D2, FCS.
Yeah, same thing.
Bethune-Cookman's FCS.
Big Dog Brett says there's 13 D1 teams in the state of Florida.
No.
I'm just telling you what he said.
Well, FCS is technically D1. It was what used to be 1AA.
All right.
Oh, so, I guess I mean Group of 5 or better teams.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's different. Yeah. Yeah, in that case, I think it is 6. Yeah.
It was 7.
7.
So Florida State might be the 7th.
They might be.
Probably. As far as FBS, yes.
God damn, that is really bad.
There's a couple of FCS teams that might be better.
Yeah, that could be true. Like, I am kind of trolling them, but that actually could be true.
I think it might be true.
Well, you weren't here for it, Reg. Florida A&M, even though they're FCS, they're back-to-back defending HBCU champions. So, I mean, they got some hardware to back up a claim.
Well, the interesting thing with the portal is that, yeah, it does hurt those teams because they lose their best players, but they also get like 4-star guys they wouldn't otherwise get either that didn't work out somewhere that can make them better.
Yeah, they've got Florida A&M has got one of the running backs that left us.
Right. And
the problem for Florida State is if their season continues to go anywhere close to the road it's going down now, how many people are going to transfer out of there after this year?
Half of them, at least.
Yeah. Oh, man.
At least. And then next year could be a repeat.
Hey, I mean, Mike Norvell's not going anywhere. His buyout right now is at $65 million. And, I mean, they're begging for money to help with lawsuits, so I don't think they got the money to buy out.
I don't know, man. They might be trying to plant some cocaine on that man to fire him with cause or something.
Or they might get some money to fire him. Like, hey, get old Ahmed on the phone. We got to fire Norvell.
Boy. He's going to come into his office tomorrow morning, and Hunter Biden's laptop's going to be sitting on the desk.
Hey, Tennessee's got Pilot. Watch Florida State they're going to get some Saudi investment.
All right. But in all seriousness, this is one of the better games of the week in the ACC. Actually, nationally too, if you really care about college football, because I have questions about Georgia Tech too. I mean, I think they're a solid team, especially offensively. The defense a little bit inconsistent, and Louisville is supposedly has one of the better offenses in the ACC, if not the best offense in the ACC, maybe outside of Miami. But anyway, this will be a good test here. And this would be a huge win for Georgia Tech if they're able to get a win on the road in conference against a ranked team, too.
That puts them right back on schedule. Look, Tech's problems are pass rush and pass defense, and they've struggled to run the ball, which is surprising against weird fronts. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. It is a big game because Louisville plays a lot of the better teams in the ACC, too.
I honestly, I have a weird confidence about this game. It just seems like our team bounces back from, losses really well. And
that was a brutal one against Syracuse, too.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
some dumbasses went up there.
You said, our weaknesses have been exposed a little bit. And, we're pretty battle-tested. At least more so than Louisville.
Was this our fifth game?
Anybody can go out and blow out crappy, horrible teams like they've done.
Austin Peay Governors and Jacksonville State. That's it.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been very subdued about what Miami's done outside of the fact that Florida's a rival.
Yeah.
I know they're not good, but that's still a rival we don't get to play very often.
Miami's a great example because last year, they were beating this and that team. What was it? Y'all were beating the horrible teams you were playing at the beginning of the year.
we beat Texas. Well, we beat Texas A&M too.
Yeah, and then you come out and lose to Georgia Tech. So
yeah, y'all got Jimbo Fisher fired. God dang.
Well, that's also when Tyler Van Dyke's meltdown started, was against Georgia Tech. Yeah. That was the first game in that stretch. He threw 4 interceptions.
Which is embarrassing because we fired 2 DCs that year, and you lost to the second one we ended up firing. Or TVD threw 3 picks against the guy. He's at Georgia State now, at DC. Who freaking beat Vandy, didn't they?
Beat Vandy and honestly gave y'all a run for your money there.
Yeah.
Well, we covered the spread against them, a large spread. Yeah, the first half was a little dicey, I guess, but I don't know. I wouldn't call it a scare.
At least we didn't lose like Vandy did. Clearly, Georgia State's not a bad team. They go and beat Vandy. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not like Vandy's a good team.
They're not.
Well,
and speaking
we have a transitive win over freaking.
Yeah, transitive win. Speaking of transitive wins, and speaking of transitive wins, and talking about Vanderbilt, Rutgers at Virginia Tech. So this is the second Power 5 non-conference game of the year for the Hokies. They're hosting Rutgers. They got beat by them, I think, pretty badly last year in Rutgers. And unfortunately for Virginia Tech, I think they're going to have a repeat of that this year at home. Rutgers is not a bad football team.
They're not. They returned that 1,200-yard rusher from last year, so they've got a good running back. I think Greg Schiano is a good coach and a defensive-minded coach.
Yeah.
You know them all too well, don't you, Slim?
Well, Greg Schiano was Miami's DC at one point.
I don't know. I think Rutgers will win, but aren't they in Jersey? So screw them.
Yeah, I say screw Rutgers too. I just have a very low opinion of Virginia Tech's team this year.
Me too. I think they'll lose, but I hope they win.
Well, I think that's all based off the Vanderbilt game. And, if they like you said, they didn't lose to Old Dominion.
Well,
pretty low bar.
They didn't lose to Old Dominion. Damn.
I'm trying to think of something positive.
That place has been a house of horrors for them.
Yeah, it has been. I don't know. Maybe Virginia Tech can bounce back. Even in their wins, I haven't seen anything impressive about their team. Like nothing jumps out at me like, oh my God, they're really good at this. They're really good at that. You know, I don't know.
Well, isn't that coach only in his second season though, too?
Brent Pry, I think it's his third. It's his third year.
Is it his third?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's second or third, something like that. Like he hasn't been there very long.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he might be a good coach, but I mean, they were in terrible shape when he took that program. I'm not blaming anything on him. I just think that people were like ready to like they went way overboard with the Virginia Tech hype in the offseason.
Well, and I think you're kind of going to with any team that returns 21 starters.
Yeah, but what have those starters really done to say they?
That's a great point.
Nobody had them picked to make a bowl game last year.
All right, so they won like 4 out of their last 5 games, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but you just expected that to carry over right into this season, like it was last season still.
Well, okay, but once again, when you overachieve and then you bring back 21 starters from a team that overachieved, yes, it makes sense to think you're going to continue to progress.
Yeah, but the progression isn't ACC title appearance.
And I was never on board for that.
Right. Because what did they go last year? Seven wins?
Yeah.
With the bowl game.
They started out like they started out the season like 1-4, and then they went on a run, something like that.
Yeah. So the progression would be like maybe they can win 9 games.
That would be an amazing season.
8 or 9.
Yeah.
8 or 9. Yeah.
That would be an amazing season for them.
But I still don't think that gets them to the ACC title either.
Well, I don't believe it. Once again, that's about where I had them, and I wasn't on board for the ACC title talk.
Yep.
Well, our weekly CW Network game, and for those of you who don't have the CW Network, you don't know what you're missing. Forget the football. The programming on there at 24 hours a day is absolutely top tier. I would highly recommend it to everybody. Don't ask me what's on there because I can't tell you, but I'm sure it's amazing.
Well, they'll have like a bunch of golf commercials in between. They'll let golf run into the football game and delay it.
Mrs. Peete keeps telling me that's where the Gilmore Girls show is. And I go, the what?
Well, I mean, listen, they rank as far as channel rankings. They're somewhere between TV Land and the Hallmark Channel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're hosting this gem of a game, TCU at SMU. I feel like every game I go, I have to do the I told you so about these teams. We did it about Virginia Tech. We did it about Florida State. Now nobody saw how bad Florida State was going to be. But now we're doing it about SMU. Again, I know Slim agreed with me in the preseason about SMU making the jump up from the Group of 5 to the Power 5, and how for the vast majority of teams, that's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. Yeah. Do you know how many dumbasses were on the ACC show live chat probably like 6 weeks before the season started telling us that SMU was going to win the ACC? These fucking idiots.
None of us thought that. We had SMU going, what, 6-6?
Yeah, 6-6. And be lucky to get that. They're not good.
Yeah, give me TCU here on the road.
Yeah, give me TCU.
There's obviously, and you saw it literally from their game in week 0, Brett Lashley does not have control of that football team.
Well, I don't know what's good about it to control even.
Well, when I say that, I mean you had a player ejected from the game for spitting on an official, and then he got in Brett Lashley's face, screaming and yelling at him, and Brett Lashley just stood there looking at the ground like a scolded child.
Yeah, that's messed up. That guy's face should be in the ground with his foot bashing the back of his head.
Yep.
Which is reasonable.
Oh, very. Even mild.
Either way, SMU won't finish in the top half of the ACC this year. I'm going ahead and call that now. I've seen them play enough to, like, they're just not very good. They're not very big either, which is one of the things that you see from the Group of 5 jump up to the Power 5 with a lot of these teams. Is they need to get bigger on the lines of scrimmage, and they're not. TCU's not a very good team, but they're better than SMU. So give me TCU.
Winning 10, 11, 12 games in the group of 5 is not the same as a Power 5 conference.
No.
It's not.
Yeah.
So talk another one up for the ACC show.
I mean, TCU may still lose this game, though. Like, TCU's not very good.
Yeah, they're not very.
This is a heated rivalry even before they joined the Power 5. So, I mean, and this is another game on SMU's schedule. I swear these people are trying to start a holy war. I mean, they're going after it. No denomination is safe. No religion is safe. SMU, the Methodists are trying to take over, man. SMU's going at everybody's throats.
Oh, damn, not the Methodists now. Dang.
They're like Diet Catholics.
Diet Catholics. Speaking of South Florida, who is most likely the third, I think I said the third best team. I think it's Miami, then UCF, then South Florida. So it's a battle of the top 3 in the state of Florida, in South Florida, Miami at South Florida. Tickets as low as $49. You should go to that. You should. I mean, it's worth $49 to watch the first best team play the third best team in the state of Florida.
This could be for the state title.
James Stadium, by the way.
I could go with all the money I saved going to the Georgia Tech VMI game.
Yeah.
Now, I listen. Miami should win this game easily. I don't care. If Miami is up, say for the sake of argument, 21-0 at halftime, I am on the internet pushing every narrative possible that Miami is better than Alabama.
Yep, that makes sense.
Is there a possibility that South Florida keeps this game close?
Sure.
Yeah, there's always a possibility.
I know there's always I know. I as soon as I said that, I thought, of course, there's a possibility. But all right, is it likely?
I mean, I don't think it's likely, but I mean, to the point we were talking about a few minutes ago, Miami's played a couple of cupcakes and a bad Florida team. Do we really know what they are yet? And I do think this may be the best team they've faced so far this year.
Well, I think it definitely is. I think they're better than Florida. I mean, we've seen them play against Alabama. Whatever people's opinion about Alabama is, that they're a decent team, and they went into Tuscaloosa and pushed them around for 3 quarters. I mean, I'm not saying I don't know who's better between if we're doing a transitive property deal. I don't know who's better, Miami or Alabama. If I had to pick right now, I'd probably say Miami based on what I've seen so far. But I think that I think this could be a tough game for Miami. I do.
Well, not so good news for South Florida. According to one Mario Cristobal, Ruben Bain is 100% ready to go.
Okay.
Well, he's missed the last 2 games. He rolled his ankle.
Well, tell us who that is.
What?
Is that supposed to mean that because he's playing that you're going to blow him out? I don't understand what your point about that is. Or are you just saying it?
Well, I mean, Ruben Bain is the best defensive end on that team. We've been out without him for the last 2 games.
Okay, yeah. Where is South Florida in Florida?
It's in the southern part of Florida.
It's in Tampa?
The game is in Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah, it's in Tampa. Yeah, they're outside of Tampa. St. Pete, maybe? Where exactly is South Florida?
Why?
It's in Tampa.
It's in
Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah, I know it's okay. I thought maybe it was like in one of the suburbs of Tampa. So you're saying it's in Tampa?
No, yeah, it's in Tampa.
All right.
Where is it, Slim?
It's in Tampa.
I think Celine.
It's in
Celine's daughters is a student there.
Okay.
It's somewhere in the region of southern Florida.
Yeah.
It's really not.
I know that's really central. Actually. That's really central Florida, but
I think we need to get some beef going between them and UCF, and they can duke it out over who the real team is middle of the state is.
Oh, I think Miami finds a way to win that. They're just better than South Florida, but I'd be a little bit worried about that. Listen, oh, God, here we go again. Oh no, here we go again. Cal.
Let's go.
Cal at Florida State. And this is, oh my God, I didn't even know this till just now. This is a night game. Oh shit. Well, the only thing The only thing worse than going 0-4 and watching your team lose to something called Cal at home is having to wait all day and then watch it happen at night. That's the only thing worse.
And ESPN hasn't announced it yet. Either this game is on ESPN2 and Miami's on ESPN, or vice versa.
This is almost as bad. This is almost as bad as flying to Syracuse to watch your team get beat by Syracuse.
Fucking Peete.
Hey now.
Let's go back and talk about that. Who does Clemson play? Give me them.
Some strays. Got some strays here.
Oh man. Yeah,
Why am I catching strays from Florida State? No,
I don't know.
Shit on them like me.
I don't know. But yeah, Cal's going to win this game. I mean, I'm done. I'm done with the whole Florida State might get it together thing. They're a disaster.
Boy, no one roots for a bye like Florida State. They wish they were on a bye this week.
As a matter of fact,
as bad as DJ is playing, I think that shows just how bad of a team that Florida State is. Because DJ managed to basically have the same numbers from Clemson to Oregon State.
yeah, they were pretty close.
Well, whenever he does make a decent throw, he hits the receivers right in the hands and they drop it.
It's a bad team.
It's like they're not expecting to get hit in the hands. They're like, whoa, 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 whoa.
And
it's almost like they were riding the bench at Alabama for a reason.
We talked about this the other day, Sam, and they don't even attempt to use him in the run game. Like every run that he has is a scramble. And I understand he's not the fastest guy. I mean, he's not like, RG3 out there, fucking Mike Vick running around. I'm not saying he's that. But Clemson ran him 10 or 11 times every game, design quarterback runs between the tackles. And if you look at his rushing stats over his career, at Clemson, they were miles ahead of what he did at Oregon State. And they're not running him at all in Florida State, at all.
And Pigskin Pete was tearing out his hair every time they did it.
Yeah, I hated it.
Right now, guess what? Right now, Mike Norvell looks a little bit smarter than Dabo Swinney.
How does Dabo Swinney won 10 and 11 games with this clown? The fucking coaching job of the century.
He knows better than to fucking run the ball with DJ.
I think the issue might be that he hasn't lost any weight.
It worked. Yeah, he did look about 10 pounds lighter than he did last year. Haven't got confirmation on that. But look, comparing Dabo Swinney to Mike Norvell might be the dumbest thing you've ever said.
By the way, this shows how far Florida State's fallen. They were talking about their brand. Our brand, though. Tickets as low as $52 for a night game in Tallahassee.
In week 4.
Yeah.
Reg, I picked up Georgia Tech tickets for $30, dude.
Shut the fuck up, dude. We're talking about Florida State.
If there's any Florida State fans listening,
you're talking about a team here that's suing to get out because they're apparently too good for the conference.
Yeah, I don't care about any of that. The football team's atrocious. And you know what? I would actually be surprised if they did. The only thing that would surprise me is if Florida State won this game.
Hey, man, Florida State to the new Pac-12.
Yeah. And by the way, I haven't been running around on the internet saying Georgia Tech's this massive brand and we need to get paid this or that and the other.
So
they have.
What about Cal? I mean, what's our opinion on Cal at this point? Because coming into the season, I'll admit, I thought they were going to be a trash can.
I did too, but they're decent, which is clearly just good enough to beat Florida State.
Well, yeah, I agree with that.
So,
yeah, I don't know. I watched them play Auburn, but that was a low scoring game like it was last year. And we're not going to know any more about them this week playing Florida State either.
Like, I don't think Cal's offense is great. And, I mean, they should have had 6 picks against Peyton Thorne. Now, granted, 2 of them got called back, so they only got 4. But,
well, they'll get 4 against DJ then.
Their defense seems turnover happy. They just can't seem to do much with it. Kind of like Miami in 2017.
What's the line?
Did you guys happen to catch their game last week where their coach had to take the mic from the ref and ask the fans to stop throwing trash on the field?
Oh yeah. Oh, to answer your question, Rex, get a load of this. By the way, Cal is a 2-point underdog in this game.
No.
Yes.
No.
They were yesterday. I haven't checked it today.
Oh, take Cal on the money line all day.
Well, yeah.
Well, to that point, Sea-Dog, that's the kind of That's the kind of shit we expect out of, a very liberal fan base.
We're not going. This is not the show for
that. He's out there pushing narratives again.
I'm pushing narratives, son.
What does that make Tennessee?
Huh?
What does that make Tennessee then?
Oh, no. Tennessee, I actually have to give Tennessee credit because a story broke today that really seemed ballsy that they would put this out there. Tennessee literally put out an announcement today that they're raising ticket prices by 10% to cover that profit sharing that they're going to be paying to the players. So it's like, hey, suckers, we're not paying them their profit sharing. You are. We're jacking your ticket prices by 10%. Have a nice day.
That's interesting because they said Tech was crazy for paying Petty, and I don't think we're making the fans pay for it either.
Oh.
Well, no, this isn't. I'm not talking about NIL. I'm talking about the revenue split from the TV money that's supposed to start next year.
They could raise their prices by 100%. They'd still sell out. I mean, they'd still sell their games out.
It's fucking Knoxville, Tennessee. There's nothing else there.
Yeah, Tennessee fans are crazy. Especially now that they got a little bit of success, they're all over it. But
boy, nothing says Vols like a hotel inside of a stadium. God damn, man.
Have you seen the renderings for that? What do they call it? An entertainment district that they're doing there? That's ridiculous.
Oh.
I mean, all they're missing is a Ferris wheel.
Another game. This is the last game of the week on here. Michigan State at Boston College. Now, again, another team. Now, you've... No, Georgia Tech hadn't played Boston College. What am I talking about? They beat Florida State, which isn't saying much. They went into Missouri last week and gave them a close game. I think Boston College is still in the conversation for the ACC until I see anything different. I really like their quarterback. They're just a tough team. And they're going to beat the shit out of Michigan State, too.
We ain't got to play them.
Any thoughts?
I think that's possible.
Yeah, I don't think Michigan State's very good. And once again, I need Bill O'Brien. I need you to come through. I'm pushing narratives. I need that ACC win over the Big Ten. Shut all these fucks up.
What about the rumors of if Napier gets fired, Bill O'Brien to the Gators? Have y'all heard that?
Well, I don't know why he would take that job at this point.
I don't know about that.
Like, I think Bill O'Brien is at a job now that, minus a big off-the-field scandal, as long as he isn't not making a bowl game every year, he'd never get fired.
Well, if he were to go to somewhere like Florida, it would clearly be a money thing. So the question is, at this point in his career, is he chasing a bag still? Because I'm sure he's got plenty of money. I mean, the guy's been coaching for 1 million years.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so, but I don't know. I'm no expert on Bill O'Brien's financial situation.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying, though. I mean, if somebody puts $10 million a year in your face or gives you one of these ridiculous contracts like Jimbo Fisher got, it's really hard to turn that kind of money down no matter who it is.
Yeah, he's making, what, $27,000 a day because of that. Yeah. He's not coaching.
Right.
He's sitting on a beach somewhere laughing about it.
Yeah, he's having a margarita with Ed Orgeron and about 10 strippers.
Oh, fuck.
Tell me when you want me to leave it.
Hey, listen, I don't need that. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Because every time you turn around, Ed Orgeron is on Miami's campus. I don't need Jimbo Fisher sniffing around in there, okay?
Yeah.
God, not even Miami's stupid enough to hire Jimbo Fisher for anything.
Well, Ed Orgeron isn't hired to do anything, but his son is on Mario's staff, so that's why he's always around.
Okay.
Dang, he'd rather have Ed Orgeron's son than Ed Orgeron, who won a national title. How far that guy's fallen?
Well,
fallen. This guy's my hero. Ed Orgeron's my hero. This guy went in, ran a dirty program right in front of everybody's face, won a national title, got a ton of money, and then disappeared like a fart in the wind.
Would that man say, how fast out of which door you want me to go?
Yeah. He said, when do you want me to leave and out of which door?
No, nobody's seen him since the day he walked off campus. He's like he's like Bigfoot. Like, holy shit. Hey, I saw there was an Ed Orgeron sighting today.
Well,
hey,
yeah,
listen,
he's smart
I would take Ed Orgeron on my staff. He was on Dennis Erickson's staff at Miami years ago. He was the one that talked Warren Sapp into switching to a D lineman from tight end.
Yeah, he's a boss. I agree.
Hell of a D-line coach. I'll give him that much.
No, I love him too. I mean, he was at a gas station, starts hitting on this girl, and he doesn't know she just so happens to be married to someone in LSU administration.
Oh, he don't care.
He don't give a shit.
No.
He still don't.
That man will turn out every pocket. He ain't got a single fuck to give.
Yeah.
Love it.
He's like Dave Chappelle. He's like, I'm rich, bitch. What you gonna do about it? I think as soon as didn't he lose his job and then divorce his wife like in the same month? This guy's like, oh shit,
a national title, and
he's like, I'm about to get paid, son.
Well, and that's why I'm actually like,
she was pregnant.
High on Texas. Everybody's high on Texas. That's why I'm worried about Texas, because Sark's getting a divorce, and rumor is he's back on the bottle.
Yeah, you said that a couple of weeks ago. I don't know where you're reading some of the stuff that you say. I haven't seen anything about him getting a divorce, I've looked.
A couple of texts. Oh, that was on ESPN where I saw that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The rumors of him being back on the bottle, that's just Texas fan shit that I've seen on Twitter. That could just be rumors.
I think before you accept a head coaching job, like Power 4, you should just get divorced preemptively. It's not going to work out if you're successful.
Somebody just said Coach O's wife was pregnant when he left her too. Damn, that's a double damn right there. Damn.
You said he don't give a shit. You meant he don't give a shit.
Yeah, he don't give a shit.
He got none. I'm with Pete, man. Ed Orgeron's my hero. I want to be just like Ed when I grow up.
He's living the life.
I'll even take the accent. Fuck it.
Well, the accent's part of what makes him great.
Absolutely.
I mean, honestly, is there any more of a coach that epitomizes LSU than Ed Orgeron?
No, he's a perfect fit in every way.
Years.
And the antithesis of that is Brian Kelly. Boy, they went from, I mean, talk about two polar opposite people. Brian Kelly and Coach Orgeron. Holy shit.
Hey, you know what? Nick Saban got a split title at LSU. There was no split title with Ed O.
That's right.
Ed O's better than Nick. You're right.
He is.
I guess the girl he was hitting on was pregnant. That was married to someone administration.
Oh.
So he's hitting on a pregnant woman.
I mean,
hey, man, listen, everybody. This is 2024. I'm not here to kink shame anybody. You do you, boo-boo.
Look, here's what he was thinking. He's like, she's already pregnant. I can't get her pregnant.
There you go.
That's actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
Some people are just into pregnant chicks. If that's your thing, have at it.
I've seen that tab on the websites, yeah.
Maybe she had nice feet. Who knows?
Oh, boy.
This show's gone left.
Yes, it has. Well, we're out of games to talk about, so now we're talking about Ed Orgeron's pregnant girlfriend. So that's just the way things happen around here sometimes.
Did you watch, we were talking about it earlier, did you watch that South Carolina LSU game?
Put C-Dog back in.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I saw about half of it.
Sorry, my phone died.
I mean, listen, I'm no South Carolina fan. They got screwed.
Oh, they got screwed, yeah. They should have won that game.
And I've had people try and defend to me the refs calling that unnecessary roughness on the pick six. I mean, the defender literally just put both hands on his chest and shoved him.
Here's the thing,
so
though.
It wasn't tackle the return man.
It wasn't unnecessary roughness, though, was it? It was roughing the passer.
Yeah.
Which is, he was not a passer. He was going to try and tackle the guy who picked him off. He was not even a passer anymore.
Well, as far as that goes, they could have called it just unnecessary roughness, and it would have been the same penalty no matter what they called it.
Right.
But I still don't think it should have been called either way. I mean, that's a block.
Well, I think it's even worse. I think it makes it even worse that they called it roughing the passer. But yeah, it was a good block.
Well, no, they're both 15-yard penalties.
Is there any accountability to that? Like, you would think if you call that as a crew, it's like, okay, you're not calling any more important games.
I don't think there is any. I mean, I guess if you're a serial offender, maybe they'll demote you to, Vanderbilt games. I don't know.
When it comes to the professional ranks, there's none because they're unionized. That's why they can't get rid of bad umpires in baseball.
Well, and then this brings up the conspiracy fodder of like maybe they're instructed to call it that way, and you can't really argue against it because it's just so insane.
Well, Josh Pate theorized that Tua went down with a concussion this past weekend. And
I feel like it's
that they probably had a meeting.
I'm starting to change my mind on that.
Hold on, going back to the South Carolina game. I think it's. Well, first of all, it's really easy to just every game's point about the bad calls because every single game has them. That's never gonna change. My problem is the way that they first of all they say like with the targeting deal, we can't judge intent, so we just throw them out of the game. It's automatic. But then like on a call like that, they are judging intent.
Yeah.
The blocking call. Yeah, there's no consistency there. If I was a South Carolina fan, I'd be mad about that call. I mean, I think they have every right to be. But on the other hand, they blew a 17-point lead in that game.
Yeah, Jack Pot said that same thing.
Yeah.
Well, listen, and that's where I tend to agree with you. But at the same time, LSU is a much more talented football team than South Carolina.
Are they really? I don't know, man. I mean, I think
they're more. Listen,
if you look at the recruiting rankings, they definitely are. Yeah, I agree with you there. But I'm not sure that they are infinitely more talented than South Carolina. I think South Carolina is better than LSU. What do you think about that?
Well, you could be more talented and not be a better team.
Yeah, well, that's true too. I'm not going to say I cried into my cereal the next morning because South Carolina lost at home in front of God and everybody else on game day. So,
yeah. Perfect example to that point. By the numbers, both Florida and Florida State are more talented than Miami by 247's numbers.
Yeah. Well, 247 numbers have Clemson as the 5th most talented team in the country.
Yeah, and they've got us at 12 behind Florida and Florida State.
So.
But that's just, based off of, like we said, recruiting rankings.
Right. I mean, I wonder where do you think DJ was in like the rankings of portal? You know how they rank portal players? Like he's the number 1 player in the portal and, so on. Where was DJ ranked in that this past off season?
I don't know about in the portal, but I know somebody posted it because of everything that's going on with Florida State. Somebody posted it on Twitter. And this really gives ammunition to the people that hate on the recruiting rankings. DJ was the number 2 quarterback in his class.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, he was, as a transfer, he was rated a 91 4-star, which is insane.
Yeah. It was, I forget the name of the other guy. There was 2 quarterbacks, but they were both actually in the Los Angeles area, played high school together there. Who was the other one? Well, it was Bryce Young. It was Bryce Young.
Yeah. DJ was right in between Bryce Young, and DJ was just ahead of CJ Stroud.
That's right.
Listen to this. Greg Biggins, national recruiting analyst at a high school, writes this report. He projects him as a top 10 pick, and he says reminds us of Jamarcus Russell.
Wow, that's actually pretty funny now to hear that 4 years later.
Wow.
Yeah, the biggest flop in like college football history.
Wow, man.
Now here's some more ammunition to that. To go to the exact opposite end of the spectrum, a guy like Cam Ward came out of high school with no stars, not a single one.
Yeah,
he's unrated.
Yes, out of Columbia, Texas.
There are diamonds in the rough for sure. I mean, even Alabama had a kid a while back that was like a 3-star running back that was great. Like Eric Singleton Jr. for Tech, who was a freshman All-American, was a 2-star. They're out there.
Their quarterback was 3-star.
Oh yeah, it happens. I mean, Hunter Renfrow was a walk-on at Clemson, and I honestly, I'm not sure they would have won the national championships without him.
True.
Right. I mean, listen, if Miami, however far they go, is going to be because of Xavier Restrepo, our own little Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah.
Was he a high-rated recruit? Because he's a baller.
Yeah, he's a really good player.
I don't think he might have been a 3-star, maybe a low 4. I don't think he was really, really high. But I mean, it's a Manny guy, so I got to give him Xavier Restrepo.
Oh, you're going to make me try and spell that shit?
Restrepo. Restrepo.
Google help me. Don't worry. I can't spell for shit. He was a 3-star, 86 overall.
Yeah.
There you go. So I try and fall in the middle with these rankings. Like, they don't mean everything, because we all know a lot of it. The more camps you can make it to, the higher your star rating is going to go.
Yeah, I don't really. The thing about the ranking, I think there's a definite difference between a 2-star recruit and a 5-star recruit if you go percentage-wise. But when you start getting splitting hairs between 4 stars and 5 stars, I think that's a bunch of bullshit. 4-star probably ought to be the highest one anyway, because I don't know. I just the whole 5-star thing, like they're way too stingy with it.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and I also think, like, when you're talking about certain states, whether it's Cali, whether it's Texas, Georgia, Florida, I mean, you take 3 stars out of those states, and they're very liable to be 4 stars in at least 40 other states.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, me and C-Dog have talked to a 247 reporter, and this is from his mouth. If you're not getting recruited by a major program and you're doing pretty well in high school, they're just going to slap a 3-star on you and move on.
Yeah.
And then if Bama or LSU starts recruiting them, they'll be a 4-star. I mean, just how it works.
Yeah.
I think there's something to the argument that Arch probably would have been a 4-star with a different last name.
And that's all 5 stars are compared to 4 stars. They're 4 stars with bigger hype. And a lot of times what they are is they're guys that are way more physically gifted at the age of 16, 17, and 18 than other 16, 17, and 18-year-olds. And so they stick out like a sore thumb. And then when they get into college, and then this is true for DJ in particular. I mean, he ran all over the state. He won a couple of state championships out there. And he got into college, and turns out he's not the best athlete on the field anymore. So the 5-star don't mean shit.
And to your point of him coming from California is known to put out a lot of quarterbacks. So quarterbacks in the state of California probably get a little bit of a bump.
Maybe. I don't know. All I do know is he's not any good.
We know whatever he was rated was bullshit.
Whatever he was rated was bullshit.
I know his dad needs to get off the internet.
And I feel bad. I've said 100 times I like DJ, but man, oh God,
I don't think DJ's a bad person.
No, he's not. I feel bad for him in a lot of ways.
I mean, unless somebody out there has a picture of him, punching a basket full of puppies, he's probably a nice enough
Yeah,
guy.
no, he seems like a solid dude. Unfortunately for him, I don't know what his degree was at Clemson, but he's gonna need it because he's not playing in the NFL.
What is his dad's problem? Like, why does his dad feel the need to make
He's a LeVar Ball type or whatever the guy's name is.
Yeah. He's like living through vicariously.
Listen, I get it to a certain extent. Like, if you're reading stuff about your kid online, it's probably going to start to get to you.
Yeah, but here's the thing about that.
Embarrass my kid.
If people criticize a football player online and you go on there and start arguing with some fucking kid in his basement on Twitter, I don't. And then to make it worse, he goes in these spaces and starts threatening to beat people up. Like, you don't have to go inside that space. Like, just don't go in there. How about that? You're embarrassing your son. This guy has every Clemson fan blocked, probably every Oregon State fan blocked by now. And he's probably got 90% of the Florida State fan base blocked in September. I don't know who's falling off the wheels faster, Florida State or DJ's fucking dad.
Damn.
That guy's a total douchebag, man.
Yeah, I mean, I told Slim this. Can you imagine struggling on a national stage at a program like that, and then you also have to worry about, hey, man, did you hear what your dad said? Like, that's awful.
Right. And to his credit, DJ blocked his dad on Twitter because he don't want to see that mess.
But
damn,
I don't know. He must have been a pretty good dad because DJ's a good dude.
I'm not saying he's a terrible parent.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's what I meant by like. I can even sympathize to a certain degree, but you have to have the wherewithal to just fucking turn it off, get off the internet.
Well, most parents don't do that. I've talked to players' parents, and most of them are not like that.
Well, you have to be an adult and just say, I'm not going to go on. I'm not going to go on and read what people are saying about my son.
I think
like you just got to have the willpower to do that.
I think this is a pretty anonymous space, Rec Talk. We have had players' parents get a little
some off before, and they told me as much. But
you know what the best response to that was? I think it was Mario Cristobal last year, wasn't it? When one of the parents was complaining about their kid not starting, and he's like, right in the press conference, he's like, "Well, if they don't like it, they can go somewhere else." The fuck?
Come get them.
Yeah, come get. I'll send them on a bus. I'll go get them a bus ticket right now. You want me to send them home to mommy?
Yeah, we're not. Look, my football coach in high school, I think, said it the best. He said every parent wants the best 10 players on the field and their kid, and that's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, I get the parent being obsessed and yelling at sporting events.
That is bullshit! That is bullshit!
I mean, I understand that.
Listen, I've been that guy, okay? I've yelled at a Little League rep in a basketball game.
Yeah. Well, you can. There's not. I don't think I do that for 6 figures a year.
Oh, officiate Little League?
Yeah.
Well,
no.
I didn't do Little League. I've done like middle school. I did baseball for a year, and that there's a reason I did it for a year.
Right.
Hey, listen.
What'd you make, like $20 a game?
Yeah, well, it's the worst payout. Basketball is the best, or it was for me, because those games you can get through quicker. But baseball takes forever, and I think you made like $40 to $60 a game, something like that.
Yeah.
And you're sweating your ass off and that catcher stuff.
Yeah, and the parents are yelling at you.
Some left field. I worked with a guy.
I almost started a riot in a basketball game.
I believe
nothing.
that.
Now listen, it really wasn't even that bad. Like my buddy's dad ran the rec league, so he ran the baseball, he ran the basketball. Well, me and my buddy would run the scoreboard for basketball, and somebody scored. I don't remember what the score was, but we just accidentally typed the wrong numbers on there. And we went back like 2 seconds later and fixed it. But like 30 parents flipped the fuck out.
People are insane. I can see Rec Talk getting yelled at. Look at this dumbass. He's probably a Georgia Tech fan. Look at this dumbass.
Well, I was young, too. I was in my early 20s.
Oh, young Rec.
But the good thing with basketball is if I'm getting yelled at, I just put the ball back in play. And then you can continue yelling at me or coach your team, and they're going to coach their team.
Right. Yeah, there's too much time between pitches for parents to yell at you. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that, dude. That's why I couldn't do it. There's too much dead ball time for me to get my ass chewed out.
Hey, yeah, but you just throw them out of the park.
Yeah, but that escalates things.
Do you ever have like a parent come up to you like after a game and like pull you aside and like give you their fucking sob story about how bad you were?
No, but I have had a parent pull me aside. This was like a Little League basketball thing. This girl, she was like, I don't know, 6. She threw a basketball at my face. She didn't like a call. And then her dad grabbed me by the arm after the game. He's like, why'd you call her? Why'd you tee my girl up? I'm like, dude, this is the first time I've ever teed anyone up. She threw a ball in my face. I only called 2 my entire career.
I'd have threw it back at that fucking 6-year-old.
Yeah, just assault a kid. It's right there on the court.
Damn, man.
Any of y'all want some more? Who else wants some? Yeah, that was fun, though.
You better get beat up by somebody's dad. God damn, man.
Yeah, and I didn't have the confidence I do now. Yeah.
Shit.
I was like 20.
Yeah, he was just a wee wreck.
Yeah, that's when I wasn't. That's when I was, I don't know, 195 pounds.
Oh, you were slender and you were ready to go then.
Well, yeah, you can't. How many fat basketball officials?
You were at your fighting weight.
Oh yeah, I didn't know I could. Yeah, I should have fought that guy. Like, yeah, I didn't know later I was going to be a fat fuck and I wouldn't be able to throw it.
Yeah, well, you figured out what we all figure out is when you get married and have kids, you tend to let yourself go.
Yeah, your body just gives you the middle finger.
Oh, my body quit on me a long time ago.
Yeah, have you seen this guy try and run?
Yeah.
What do I weigh now? Like 225? Yeah, I wish. That'd be a good weight for me. I'm probably 260, 270, somewhere in between there.
God damn. If I was 270, I'd be on my deathbed.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, but Rex also, you're what, 6'2", 6'3"?
Yeah, you're pretty tall.
Yeah, and my balls are like 40 pounds.
Yeah, of course they are. You got to have 40-pound balls to fly to Syracuse and watch them lose.
Yeah, and there might have been 100 Tech fans at that game, and I was one of them.
How was that, by the way? I mean, not the game. Actually the game too. So how was it watching a game inside of that arena or whatever you call it?
The Carrier
Dome.
Yeah, it's the JMA Dome now. So you know what, man? Like, in all honesty, it's actually pretty nice. There's not a bad seat in there. It's kind of very vertically set up, and they took the benches out, so they're all like regular seats, which is a good transition from how much I weigh. That made it a lot easier to sit in a comfortable seat. and for the most part, man, those Syracuse fans are really nice. And like, this isn't even me shitting on them. Like, they're not college football fans, really.
Yeah.
Right. So they don't get all that.
They were just like students looking for something to do on a Saturday night or something, right?
Or old guys that watch women's basketball too.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. They just have tickets to all the events in Syracuse because there's nothing to do in Syracuse.
That city's rough.
Yeah.
Like, most of the buildings are incomplete because they ran out of money to finish it.
Oh, damn.
Half of it fell apart.
What?
I swear to God. And so the only thing that's there are these half complete buildings or an Irish pub, an Italian bakery, or a pizza place. That's the entire city. And then the University of Syracuse.
So exactly how many times did you go to the pizza place?
Once, and I said, the hell with that. It was one of those that Dave Portnoy went to. It was called Palladino's, and I literally did a video right after that and said fasting would be easy if this was the only choice I had. Like, I'd be down to 195 again.
Damn.
It was that bad. So,
wow.
Yeah, you guys are supposed to be pizza mecca. Right, the golly.
Now does y'all losing the game have anything to do with your review of that pizza joint?
No, I did that before the game.
I actually saw that video, yeah. I think he did that review the night before the game.
Yeah, and then I talked a little bit of shit. And the only reason I didn't talk more is just because no one really cares about Syracuse. So that kind of saved me. But they were nice. Some of them still watch the channel.
Awesome.
Well, I don't think that one guy you tried to get in a fight with watches the channel very much.
Oh, well, that was an instance where I was with a friend and
hold on, you almost got in a fight with somebody?
Well, this guy, I was waiting to get on the bus to go back to our vehicle.
Uh-oh.
And this guy's from Jersey or something, thinks he's part of the Sopranos. And he was like, "Hey, guy, I give you 50 cents for that jersey, dear." And then he walks off. So I'm like, "Hey, dude, you can't trash talk and then walk away." So he just so happened to be getting on the same bus as me. And so I pointed right to the seat next to me. I'm like, "Hey, now sit right here, buddy." And the girl I was with grabbed my arm and she goes, "No." I was like, "Damn, dude, this is why I got divorced. So I act a fool when I want to." So nothing came of that.
Oh, okay, so you had beef with some Sopranos wannabe guy in Syracuse.
Yeah. A fucking Jersey Guido.
Yeah.
Well, guys, Rec has a beef with I'm beefing with my own people these days. So.
You got trash talked by a Syracuse fan. Holy shit, that's a new level of low there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is pathetic, man.
Pathetic! You are pathetic!
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And then some girl that didn't even know anything about football, she was riding in the car with me. She was one of these girls' friends. She's like, sup, loser. And it's like, damn,
What?
Dude, this girl don't even know football.
She called you a loser?
Yeah, dude.
God, so you got trash talked by 2 Syracuse fans in the same night.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
You are.
Ah, damn, man. What'd you say back?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, man.
Well, she was right in the court. Here's the thing about me. If for anyone that doesn't know me, I am pretty calm most of the time. Sea-Dog knows this. But I will flip the fuck out in a heartbeat, and I'll just say whatever I think is going to hurt you the most. And we had to avoid that.
I want to see that side of you.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
watch the
Spicy
George-
Wreck seems interesting.
He does, and I believe him, too.
Watch the after the Georgia game last year stream. That one kind of went off the rails for me.
Hey, man, listen. If you decide to fight somebody on the cruise, I got your back, bro.
Well, I don't like fighting people I don't know. So, like, if you just fight a random person, so think about this. If this guy's trash talking me, I don't know his backstory.
He's got
right?
rules.
Maybe he's a UFC fighter or something. I have no idea. So then I get trash talked and I get my ass beat.
No, listen.
So
that's why I'm saying do it on the cruise. Because while his attention's on you, I'll cold cock that motherfucker and he'll never see it coming.
Rec wants to know if somebody can fight before he. Hey, that's actually pretty smart. He's like, I don't know this guy from Adam. You know, I mean, this guy might be a fucking black belt, MMA fighter, and I have no idea. Or I could go over here and pick a fight with Pete, who I know is broke down physically and mentally. This would be an easy win.
Yeah, I've been trying to pick a fight with you for years, Pete.
Quick way to tell. If you're gonna get in a fight with a guy and he's got cauliflower ears, fucking walk away.
Oh yeah, that's definitely red flag there.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wrestled in high school, so yeah, I know about the cauliflower ears.
Yeah.
Pete, can we fight just to see?
No. You want to fight me?
We can do like a WWE fight, though.
In order for you, if we're going to do a sanctioned fight between Pete and Rec, you're going to have to lose a lot of weight first. You got to get in my weight class. There's no way I'm gaining 70 pounds.
Listen,
this is
why
never
are you
happening.
trying to be different, Rick? Why don't you just be like everybody else and Internet Fight Lou?
Internet Fight Lou. Yeah, I mean, Lou and I have fought on streams before. It's been a while. It was over academics, actually.
I mean, well, never mind. I'll save that for the.
I like, who I'd like to see fight for real. I mean, not for real, but like in a boxing match. Big Dog Brett and D4. I'd like to see that fight.
Well, D4 is actually trained.
I know. But Big Dog Brett's just a badass. Big Dog Brett's just a badass.
I'd take D4 in that.
2-time Slav Olympian champion. Shit.
Yeah,
I
think I would.
Which is the mecca of athleticism.
Listen,
Exactly.
This is nothing against Brett whatsoever, but I am going to take the train guy 9 times out of 10.
Oh, I think it'd be an awesome fight.
Like, I think D4 could just get a hold of you and crush you. Just bear hug you to death.
Well, I wouldn't pick a fight with either one of them.
No.
All right, so what do I have to do to get in your weight class?
Stop eating for about 6 months.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm about to say Pete's probably. I mean, Pete's probably what, 140, 150?
No, now I'm about 175. I've gained about 8 pounds in the past 2 weeks.
If I got to 205,
I'm usually around between 165 and 175.
Hey, listen, we can do a catch weight fight here.
What is that?
All the time.
he catches my weight when I jump on him.
No, they just like. Normally, it's when 2 fighters from different weight classes just tend to meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, so 205. If I got to 205, I think that could work. Because that would be a little underweight for me, even.
I mean, I could pack on another 10 pounds of solid muscle. So I could get up to about 190 would be my, I don't think I could get to 200.
This would be perfect. You just get fat and I'll get fat.
What?
Pete will put down 4 milkshakes and put on 10 pounds.
Yeah, I can gain and lose a lot of weight very quickly. That is true.
I like this. I like where this is going. Rec versus Nate. I don't want none of that smoke, Nate. I'm scared.
I mean, if I drink 28 beers a day, I think I could get up to 200.
that's what
by
I'm saying.
Christmas.
You get super fat, and I'll get super cut, and this will be good.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, this show has devolved.
Yes, and that's my cue. Yes,
Yeah,
I think the
be
show.
on the lookout for that pay-per-view, ladies.
I think the show's over. Although I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, the show was an 11. So I pat myself on the back for that one. Thank you.
Oh, please do. You absolutely deserve it. This
I
was
do.
a fantastic and amazing show.
It was.
Did you actually pat yourself on the back, or did you just pat your leg?
I actually pat myself on the back. Yeah.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, here I can even show you.
I want to see it.
That's exactly what I did right there.
I'm sorry I questioned you.
Don't ever do that again.
How dare you?
Don't ever do that again.
I don't know what I was thinking.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you both, Rect Hawk and Slim, for coming on.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to the games this week. Good luck to Georgia Tech. I don't think Miami needs any luck. And, Clemson doesn't either. NC State's just not good. And Dave Dorn sucks dick. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, buddy.
All right. All right, Sea-Dog. We did it, buddy.
Hell yeah.
Another show in the books.
All right.
Any last words from you before we shut this down?
No, just
Do you want to trash talk your opponent or anything?
Louisville?
Yeah, Louisville, the bird with teeth.
The birds with teeth.
Yes.
I guess I don't know, man. We're gonna knock those teeth out this weekend.
Okay. That was amazing.
They're gonna be picking them up off the floor.
Yeah, that was amazing. That's elite trash talk there.
Yeah,
all right. All right, Sea-Dog. Thanks for another great show. Talk to you later.
No problem.
All
See you, Pete.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for me as well. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. for the midday show on my second channel. College football call-in show tomorrow night. The last few have been a complete disaster, and I don't expect that trend to stop. So it'll probably tune in for disaster on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. There you have it. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night.